Back to Afghanistan now, where battle-winning assistance is being offered to troops by Task Force Jaguar. The Joint Aviation Group operates out of Camp Bastion. And in the second of her special reports, Julie Knox looks at Task Force Helmand's aerial workhorse, the Lynx, and its copter-mounted cameras.
It mightn't be the meatiest machine on the flight line, but anyone who knows helicopters has a special affection for the Lynx. It's very versatile, capable of ferrying passengers or lending fire support. It's an aerial bodyguard for other cabs as they fly between forward operating bases or bring casualties to hospital. And now Lynx has the MX-10, state-of-the-art surveillance.
We are increasingly using the new camera system and the new weapon system on the aircraft to provide overwatch for the ground troops when they're out on patrol. We frequently see patterns of life that will indicate perhaps that something is not as it should be, which will allow us to give early warning to troops that they might want to avoid the area, route around it or further investigate it. And we provide a lot of support to the CLSR, so when they go out and do their long convoy patrols, again we can be overhead scanning far in advance and see if there are vulnerable points that they might want to avoid or suspicious activity.
To keep the airframes functioning day or night, there are 30 technicians on the squadron with their work cut out for them.
Nothing about this country is good for aircraft. It wasn't designed for aircraft, this country. We get a lot of problems because of the heat, but there's nothing you can do about it. Best we can do is cover them or keep them in the shade until they're ready to fly. Because it's the heat difference between on the ground and in the air, because it's cooler up there.
Up there, the aircrew have to keep their eyes peeled. Hazards come in all shapes and sizes, often with a long string trailing.
I think the biggest danger one of the biggest danger to us out there is kite flying. For some reason, the Afghans are really good at kite flying, and I honestly believe if it was an Olympic sport, they'd win. You get little kids flying kites, and they're usually a last-minute spot, so they're quite hair-raising.
The Lynx is used for battle damage assessments, checking civilian areas or infrastructure. Its 50 calibre gun regularly assists troops under fire, or the helicopter can arrive to act as guard dog over an incident clear-up.
When you're called on to an IED strike, and the guys on the ground are a bit shaken up and they're trying to shake out, and your presence there is just deterring the enemy just by being there, that's always a good feeling. You know they've just had a really bad moment and you're there to help them out. Because we don't pick up on the atmospherics, we're not there, we can't hear or smell or see what they're seeing. We just see a scenario playing out. We've got no atmospherics, no volume, if you will, to it. So it's a little bit easier, but it is a little bit unnerving.
The reassurance of an old faithful workhorse like the Lynx goes a long way to making the task more manageable.
Even though it's an old airframe, it still surprises us from time to time with different things that it does and little quirks. So yeah, it's an alright airframe to work on.
And it's downright good fun to fly in. Passengers and crew invariably get out grinning. Exhausted, maybe a bit unsteady, but happy. A fact that's not lost on the members of the other helicopter detachments.
They won't admit it because there's a bit of banter between the deaths, but I think everybody really wants to be a Lynx pilot.
But he would say that. Julie Knox, Forces News, Camp Bastion.